My most memorable trip was basically camping with a mate. We drove from Perth to Darwin and we camped the whole way up. We didn't stay in any hotels or anything like that. We just stayed in national parks and caravan parks and stayed in a tent the whole way up from Perth to Darwin, and it was just an amazing experience. Hi, I'm Gavin. I have severe haemophilia A, and when I was traveling on a standard half-life product. Well, what was special about it was sort of being off the grid, really, just being out in the countryside, left to your own devices, looking after yourselves, making fires and cooking over them, and just driving out in the wide outback of Australia. It's just a fantastic place, land of contrasts. I was very fortunate nothing did happen the whole time, but I was treating prophylactically and everything was fine. I was surprised at how good I was. I mean, probably being active and everything like that would have helped in the whole situation too. So it was a great holiday. Managing the trip, the rest stops are a good one because when you're normally in a car, doing a car trip or something like that, and I do these quite regularly with a few of my mates. Whenever you get out of the car after a couple of hours in the car, the first thing you've got to do is you've got to stretch your muscles and bones, and you'll be stiff because anyone's stiff after sitting in the car for a few hours. Before you start walking off in any way, stretch, loosen up a bit, and then you can get moving so you're not going to fall over. But if you get out of the car and you just chuff off straight away, there is a chance of a fall or something like that, especially with us older guys. But if you take your time and then you move off, there's no issues at all. Treatment-wise, keep it very simple. I mean, you downsize with the packaging and everything like that, put everything in a small toiletries bag. So you've got your bottles and your syringes and everything like that, but keep everything separate. So the stuff that needs to go in an esky or something like that, you've got in a small toiletries bag and make sure that's kept cool the time it's still safe. So what we did is we had an esky. I kept my stuff in the esky, but my dry stock and everything like that kept separate. And other than that, there was no issues at all. I had a treatment letter with me just in case we needed to go to hospital at any of the towns or anything of that nature. If anything happens, you've just got to have a contingency plan for whatever happens and be able to communicate with the hospitals wherever. Well, I spoke to the treatment centre. That was the first thing. Told them the route and the approximate time that we would be doing it. They were aware of it. So, they could follow it if they needed to. If they got a phone call out of the blue, they'd know approximately where I would be, and they could contact a hospital nearby and possibly organise something. You've just got to be aware if something happens, what are you going to do? And just have that in your mind. And it's got to be practical and workable. And you discuss this with your treatment centre. They'll say, what happens if this happens? Well, this is what I would think I would do. And they'd say, well, this is a better way of going about that. So if you plan everything, it can be done.